Welcome to Coding with T, and I'm your host, Tiffany. In this video, we will be discussing control flow statements. This shouldn't be too difficult considering we've already created the basic structure of a Java program, and we've also used variables to do so. Before we start, I hope everyone is caught up on the videos because I don't want to confuse anyone. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and make sure your notifications are turned on so that you don't miss anything. Let's get started. Are you ready to learn how to control the flow of your program? Well, if you are, here's what you need to know. By default, the statement inside of our programs are executed from top to bottom in the order that it appears. I'm going to create a quick program. And suppose I wanted to ask a user, what is your age? To do this, I would make sure I have the scanner class imported into my program, and then I would create a scanner object and name it input. And then I would initialize it to a new scanner, and inside the parentheses, I would type system.in. And outside of those parentheses, I would make sure it's closed with a semicolon. This statement allows me to read input from the user. Then I would create a prompt statement by typing system.out.print. How old are you? Now I want to read the user's input immediately after the prompt statement. So I would type int age, assignment operator, input. Input is the scanner object, and I will use the dot operator to call the next int method. And then outside of the parentheses, I would make sure it's closed with a semicolon. Now I'm going to recap the information back to the user by typing system.out.print elf. Inside of the parentheses, I'm going to use quotes. Inside of the quote, I'm going to type, you typed $D, and then I'm going to make sure my quotes are closed with a comma, and then I'm going to use the variable age. And outside of my parentheses, I'm going to make sure it's closed with a semicolon. These statements read from top to bottom and not from bottom to top. But with control flow statements, you can create a program that reads at your desire. Meaning, if you wanted to read a line of code that was located at the bottom before reading a code that was located at the top, you could do this. This can be accomplished by using decision-making statements such as if, else, or even a switch statement. Not to mention, there are some cases where we will even use a looping statement. But before we jump ahead too soon, I want to discuss the comparison operators because we need to know what they are and how they're used. The most common comparison operator is the equality operator. The equality operator is used to compare whether two variables are equal. I know in earlier videos we used the equals method, but the double equal operator is used to compare variable results. For example, if we wanted to write a code asking the program to check if the user input is equal to 1, we would write user input equal, and then the number 1. To put it another way, suppose the user input had a value of 1 stored. This statement would look like 1 equal 1. And if they're equal, the condition is met. And the statement evaluates to true. Else, the statement evaluates to false. However, there are other comparison operators that we can use in our control flow statements. The next one is the not equal operator. Let me give a quick example of how the not equal operator is used. 10 is not equal to 6. This statement returns true because the value on the left side, which is 10, is not equal to the value on the right side. In this case, is 6. However, a statement such as 2 not equal to 2 would return a false because the value on the left side, being 2, is equal to 2. Now let's discuss the greater than sign. The greater than sign checks to see if the value on the left side is greater than the value on the right side. For example, 10 is greater than 6 would return a true. However, 6 greater than 10 would return a false because 6 is not greater, meaning larger than 10. Now, if we wanted to compare smaller values, we would do it with a less than sign. We would do 6 is less than 10, and that would return a true. We can even check to see if a value is greater than or equal. Suppose we have the value 10, and we want to check it against the number 2. It would look like this. 10 is greater than, equal to 2. And it will return a true because the number on the left side is greater than 2. Here's another example. 10 greater than equal to 10 would return a true because 10 is equal to 10. Another example would be 5 greater than or equal to 10. That will return a false because 5 is not greater than or equal to 10. To compare smaller values, we would use the less than equal sign. An example would be 2 is less than and equal to 8. This would return a true. Another example would be 9 is less than or equal to 9. This will return a true because 9 is equal to 9. Here's another example. 6 is less than or equal to 3. That will return a false because as we know, 6 is not less than or equal to 3. To compare smaller values, we would use the less than equal sign. An example would be 2 is less than and equal to 8. This would return a true. Another example would be 9 is less than or equal to 9. This will return a true because 9 is equal to 9. Here's another example. 6 is less than or equal to 3. That will return a false because as we know, 6 is not less than or equal to 3. Suppose there was a situation and we wanted to combine multiple conditions. To do this, we would use the AND or the OR operation. Here's an example of how the AND operation is used. I have 3 conditions. The first condition is 10 equal 10. That statement means, are these two numbers equal to one another? And then there's the ampersand, and there's 2 of them. So that's how we join statements with 2 ampersands. The second condition is 2 less than 10. That's true. The third condition is 10 not equal to 15. Since all 3 of these conditions are true, the statement returns a true. But if any one of these statements was false, the entire statement would have been false. For example, this statement would have returned a false because 10 is not less than or equal to 5. Now I'm going to give you an example of how the OR operator works. If at least one condition is met, it returns a true. So this example, I have 3 conditions. The first one being 10 equal to 10. Then I have the OR operator. Is 2 less than 10? I have another OR operator. Is 10 equal to 5? Although 10 is not equal to 5, this statement returns true because there was at least one condition that was true. Hey Codies, I'm going to end it here because I don't want to give an overwhelming amount of information in one video, but I will be doing a part 2. I hope this video helped you out. If it helped you out, smash the like button, subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, drop a comment and share the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.